Hi all, Nick Watts here for We Love Betting. It's only Christmas, isn't it? Hey? Chris Graham will love that background, absolutely love it. He's a huge Christmas fan. He gets more excited about Christmas than the World Cup, quite frankly, which I always find a little bizarre, but he certainly is a big fan. I'm in it for the food, and there's a feast of betting to be had, of course, over the Christmas period as well, starting this weekend, of course. So coming off the back of a 2 out of 3, I'm feeling a bit more confident. Thank you, Everton, for that. Those 2 late goals probably erasing the previous week, where I was feeling a little aggrieved that Matt Kilgallen had missed an open goal for Sunderland. I guess these things really do even themselves out, eh? So, without further ado, I'm going to crack on. I'm starting with Liverpool against Aston Villa this week. I'm not going to do the obvious and oppose Liverpool because they've actually been in decent form of late. They've won 3 of 4 at home, very much built on their defence. 4 clean sheets in 5 now at Anfield, and I guess the Rodgers kind of message is getting through to them. They're keeping the ball better. They're looking like a solid unit on the home pitch, and I think that's key here really. They're up against Aston Villa this weekend, who, have I mentioned before, they've got the worst attack in the Premier League. Just 12 goals scored. Seem to save all their goals for the Capital One Cup, quite frankly. 14 they've scored in the 4 rounds they've played in that competition, and yet 12 goals overall in their Premier League games. It's 4 in 8 away trips they've scored this season as well. So they're really struggling for goals on the road. Haven't got a great record at Anfield either, just won once in 10 attempts in Liverpool, so not holding an awful lot of hope for them. Goals generally I think are going to be in short supply here. Just looking at the stats, 62% of Liverpool home games, 75% of Villa away games have been that under 2.5 goal mark, and yet it's odds against 23-20. The last 4 Villa games have all been unders, 2 of them 0-0s, and I think there's a sign there that they're improving their defence. They've only conceded 1 goal in that time, so I think defensively that they'll probably go to Liverpool and set up to get a draw, despite Lambert's instincts maybe lying with a more attacking team. I think he is acknowledging the fact that they need to defend and defend well. 3 of 4 Liverpool games at home have been unders as well. Just so many stats point to this one, and when it's odds against 23-20, it just feels like a decent bet to me. Second in line, it's another 3 o'clock kickoff. It's Norwich against Wigan. Pretty straightforward one this for me, really, in as much that Norwich really jumped off the coupon. I think they were 13-10 when I first looked at it earlier in the week. 5-4 now, but still a price for me that really sticks out. Their great form has continued. Okay, they had that defeat in the Capital One Cup, but 4-1 in many ways flattered Villa. I don't think there was that much gap between the sides, really. It sounded like there was quite a few chances at both ends, really. Norwich undefeated in 9 now in the Premier League, having recorded an impressive win at Swansea. I'm really a little bit lost for words in that. How on earth they've gone to Swansea and scored 4 goals in the manner that they did, I'm not really sure, to be honest, but you can't argue. The floodgates are finally open. That was my one big doubt over them, really. They weren't scoring a lot of goals, but 6 goals now in the last 2 games kind of answers that question. Interesting to see how they bounce back from that cup game, but it's nice to be at home, of course. Nice to play Wigan at home, to be honest, because they're struggling for away form. It's just 1 win in the last 6 on their travels. 5 of those have been defeats, so they've been a bit of a soft touch away from home in recent times. Scored just 4 away goals, which of course I mentioned that with Villa's is the joint lowest in terms of away goals. And just look at the form table. Norwich are 3rd in the form table, Wigan are 17th, and yet Norwich are 5-4 to win this game at home. Got to back it, quite frankly. On to the final one then, and it's a trio of 3 o'clock kickoffs today. I'm going for Stoke v Everton, and I'm going to go for the draw here at 23-10. It's not the biggest price for a draw, and in honesty, I've been going for draws a fair old bit on We Love Betting, and with mixed results. I do think that bookies tend to set up for what they expect punters to do, and I don't think the draws are a particularly popular bet from people I've been speaking to. So I also think there's a whiff of value about it, and this game really for me sticks out as one of the obvious draws on the coupon. Stoke in great form, second in the form table, 1-4, drawn 2 of the last 6. They've got the best defence in the league now after Man City conceded those 3 goals against Man United. Just 12 against for Stoke, just 2 conceded at the Britannia Stadium, and 8 clean sheets overall, which is a Premier League best as well. So can't argue with their defensive record. Haven't been scoring massive goals. And Everton, their rivals, of course, been the draw masters of late. That last gasp winner at Spurs was fantastic for me personally, obviously after my over 2.5 goals pick last week. But when Pinar scored that equaliser, it looked like it was going to be a 4th 1-1 draw in a row for Everton. They've drawn 5 of 8 overall, 4 of 8 away games, and for me this just seems really likely. And as much that 2 of the last 3 meetings at the Britannia were draws between these sides, the last 6 meetings between them have all been under 2.5 goals. The goals have always been scarce, and I do think there must be a correlation between that, low scoring games and draws. And 5 of Stoke's last 6 have been unders. I mean, in many ways, the under 2.5 goals is the more obvious play, but at 7-10 compared to this 23-10 for the all-square finish, I know which one I prefer in terms of value, so I'm going for that draw. So just to wrap up my treble of 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday, I've got under 2.5 goals in the Liverpool-Aston Villa game at 23-20. I've got Norwich v Wigan. I'm backing Norwich here at 5-4. And finally, Stoke and Everton to end all square at 23-10. Happy Christmas time.